Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say, no good deed goes unpunished.
Good evening. Let's see if we got any audio. Give it a second.
Data.
Give it a second.
Punished.
Still give it a second, it's a delay. Good evening. Yeah, we've got us audio. Okay. So, what we're doing today, optimising the fasteners. I've got this idea of, means I've got to waste some more material. Changing the hole positions before we have the PCBs made. To make it more even, seeing as we've got rid of some fixings. So I managed to get rid of fixings yesterday, so that allows us to add some fixings. So basically what I'm going to do is move that hole to the corners. All the corners have the holes, and which means I've got redesign. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Redesign the stuff. So what I'm trying to do is on this bit here, the lid, we've only got 4 holes and they're slightly offset. They look a bit, how are you doing? So what I'm going to do is put 1 in each corner, move them over. It's a bit of a shame because I could either hand drill these or just make some more. Bit of a waste of copper, but anyway, I could probably, I don't know. Anyway, I need to do it. So because the bottom one, the base aluminium, has got the 8 holes anyway. Now some were for fastening the motor add-on, stepper motor add-on. So anyway, once this is a tight fit, when you push this stepper motor add-on into the shaft, it basically stays there. So what I propose to do, what we do is I create a new one of these and have it overlapping slightly, so it sort of sits in. Once you push this over, you don't need any more fixing holes. You push it over and the sides just grab like a cradle around it, and because it's a hex shape, it'll just hold it still. All you need to do is, so when the shaft clicks, it just holds it still, which is, it will anyway. Probably will without any material, but I think if I do that, then we just pop it in. The shaft, the stiffness of putting that into the shaft holds it on. Yeah, so it holds it on, and it's a quick fit without any fixings. So it means I've got to read it. I don't know how much copper clad I've got left. Probably haven't got a lot of this copper clad left. I think, let's have a look. Tell you what, let's have a quick look, see what we've got left. This is going back about 10, 11, 12 years. So I've got this little tub with leftover copper clad. So I've got a single piece of single-sided copper clad. I've got some prototyping board. I've got all these bits. Now, is there going to be enough to make it again? I don't think so. No. So I've literally got one piece that'll do it left, and this is it here. It's only single-sided, doesn't matter. Now I can either make it out of that because I'll need to do some tests, or I just get the drill and just mill out the holes, guess the holes and mill them out. And I also want to get rid of these holes out of here as well. I've had an idea about that. Anyway, let's put this away for now. I haven't quite got enough to do. That's a bit of a shame. And I've got plenty of Vera board. I've got massive loads of Vera board. I meant to just sell it on, so I don't use it anymore. I've got loads of bits of circuit board, but none of them big enough. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, and guess what it came today? Santa Claus. What's in here? 80 of these SO239s. About 47 quid's worth. Anyway, well, that came today. I counted them. For some reason I counted 90, but I probably missed them. I was counting them in tens. I probably got them confused. Anyway, last live stream I printed this morning. I printed some more of these out, which of these are going to be no good now. No good on the new design. So they're the hard ones. So anyway, and I've got an idea what to do with this as well. So I need to, the new one is actually too loose. So I assembled this after hours, and it's too loose. So I dropped it, and I can't made the balls go into like a saucer shape, cup shape, and they're too low now. So they actually, balls are too low. This, yeah. Anyway, so you've got extra fixings going on there. So certain ideas work. Copper clad, if I'm careful, I could hand drill the holes where I need them, so I could still use that, you know, before I get the PCBs. Anyway, so that's that. So, oh yeah, the other idea, I don't want the holes in it. So what I'm going to do on the PCB, and I don't want the shaft, this shaft, surface area of this, touching the surface area of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little shell of plastic here with a couple of holes, or 4 holes, that the plastic, I can't really show you. Imagine if it's a plastic and you just, it sits in the lid and the prongs sit through. Now what that is, it's like a replaceable jacket or replaceable surface. So the surface will have the other side of these, the holes like that will be in the surface, but the surface will then pop onto a normal piece of cladding like that with just a single hole and maybe a locator. It might even be the same one, because what I'll do is I'll 3D print a little surface with all the holes in that sits on there. So when you push it together, one of the lugs goes through a located hole and stops it turning, so when you turn the shaft it'll still click against the So you haven't got your ball bearings touching a metal surface anymore. Instead, they're touching what I had originally, going way back, was a plastic. I haven't got one here, have I? Hang on, have I got one here? Yeah, so I've got a plastic one that's 3D printed. So we'll have something like this. It won't be. It'll only be a small round thing that locks in. So the PCB will have a couple of located tiny little pins that you push it on like that. You just push it in, and it's like a surface. So you'll have nylon or ABS on ABS, and it's quite slippy. So yeah, so ABS on ABS. It's very slippy. It's like really slippy. So rather than onto steel. So if I have that and push that in there, we'll have a little, we'll have a recess so it'll locate itself, so it'll lock it, stop it from twisting. But then I'll have I'll open the hole up here enough to go around this bit. So we'll have a little black rim that holds it in, and then the shaft will go through it. And also the bottom as well, so they're basically replaceable ends. So if they get worn out, you just rebuild it with some new ends, so your PCB stays intact. Anyway, that's the idea. So anyway, so I've got a lot to get on with. So it's a good job I didn't get the circuit boards made yet, because I would have had to change them, and they look a bit weird the way their holes are offset. So if they're in the corners, it'll be better. And also, going back to the model, so imagine let's get the chassis on there. Right, so the holes will go into the middle there. Now, because I've got rid of the pins now, there might not be a need to put some of the brass inserts in. See, what I could do is print a hole all the way through. Now, I don't like the idea of that. That sounds like it's somewhere to snap. Let's take the lid off a minute. Yeah, so at the minute, no, I think we'll stay with the brass inserts. Reason being, because if I put a hole all the way through, you're just gonna get this and you're just gonna snap it. So at the minute, it doesn't snap with it's not enough either end to snap it, because it's solid as well, printed solid. So I will keep that idea then. So we're going to end up with a few more brass inserts, 8 on one side in each corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 on the top. So there's going to be 16 brass inserts. Now what it'll also do is when you put the lid on, you put your SO239s on. Well, why can't I see SO239s? Outputs. Oh, there they are. So when these are sticking up like that, they slightly stick up there. Can you see it? And that's it. That's by design. So you put the aluminium on. Oh, it's not. I say aluminium. It'll be PCB. So when you tighten it, because you've got a fix in here and one there, you've got force, and you got obviously this force gets shared across this level and that level, so it holds them down squarely. If I've just got this aluminium here holding it there, there's pressure down there, and this is sort of free to bow. We don't want any bowing. So anyway, and it'll make it look aesthetically pleasing, so we can get rid of these holes as well. So, and we'll have to make a slightly different shaft. We're slightly low anyway on the shaft. We're low now on this one, so I'd have to lower it a bit more to enable a plastic to go over the basically sits under here, a plastic that has all these holes in it. So we want a couple of, or maybe 4 little locating holes, small, that we can just push our plastic shell, bearing, whatever you call it, shoe. Yeah, and one on the bottom as well. So one on the base. So the one will also go on the inside down here. So we've got it, and that'll just be a flat surface. Yeah, it's going to be a flat surface, and it's just going to be allow it to sit on it. So it's a throwaway shoe, basically, a replacement. Because nylon, I mean, this ABS on ABS, it's very slippy. I mean, look at that. There's 2 there. It's just so slippy. Don't know. Anyway, so I think that's the way to go. Just prevent the friction. Plus, your PCBs will always be intact, and if you ever wear them down, you can just replace them. Just push them in. So, completely repairable thing if it needs it. Anyway, is there anything else? No, I did all this while I was driving along. Designed it. Visual thinking. Temple Grandin style of visual thinking. Anyway, let's just have a quick look, see if there's anything else before we start the work on it. Yeah, so these are too low now, but we need them a little bit lower if we're going to have a shell anyway. So the bearings will be running in a plastic shell. I just had an idea as well. You could have different thicknesses of shell depending on how much snap you want. So you could include, you know, you could reduce it, or if you want it lighter or more snappy, you could just have a different thickness. Anyway, that's beside the point. So let's just get on with it. And it means I'm going to have to lose more of this work. I'm going to have to go over it all again. But the idea is to have something that's, you know, people want. Now the only other thing is, when these are joined there, I was thinking this wants to be a ring really, but it's better to print it like that. So that gap, if you look at it in X-ray mode, they sort of interlock there with these tabs. I mean, you could put a little spot of super glue in the end and just push together. And if you hold it tight, maybe you won't see hardly any gap. So, I mean, there's no advantage to not gluing it, as long as you don't get the glue everywhere, but I haven't tried it yet. I think what I'll do is I could try this one actually. These are going to be scrap now. After today's edit, these are going to be scrap. So I could just push them together, a bit of super glue, hold them together like that, square, long enough, and then at least it's glued. So anyway, these are going to be scrap. What a shame. Oh, see what I mean? They fall down. I always do that. Whenever I push them together, they fall down. So yeah, so you can just glue them. You have to hold them for about a minute, or you can just leave them loose. I think they need to be glued really. If you let them relax, you can see a gap, but if you push them, like, can you see the gap? Yeah, just see the gap. No, but if I push them, you cannot see the gap. Anyway, all that's something else. Right, so what are we going to do now? Let's just get on with it then. Back to the design. So there's no point keeping backups, because I'm going to have to do all this again. Now, going back to the hole all the way through, you could put a longer fixing and a nylock or a nice chrome dome nut on the one end, but you'd have like 8 of them. and the bottom doesn't matter, cap head or something that gets covered up. So I've got a bit of work to do, but the main thing is the geometry and everything is intact. It's the same idea. Everything else is good there. I've lost my shells. Where are they? Yeah, there's these shells that hold. This turned out a good idea. It's okay. So anyway, so where do I start from here? So I suppose we want the same hole again moved over the corner. So because they're a component, I should be able to just edit the one and it'll work on all the others. So let's do the bottom first. Right, let's do the bottom first. So I basically need to move the centre of that over there. So if I just draw a temporary line or a measurement from there to there, and one from there to there, and probably one halfway down. What we got here? How'd you get halfway of 6.954? I'm not clever enough to work that out. 6.954. So I'll bring up the old calculator. 6.954 divided by 2. 3.477. 3.477. Right, so that's where we need to go. Now we can either measure these. I think probably measure them. 5.1. So if I need to get rid of them, so I'll just bring them back out for now. And we need to measure the diameter, because the diameter is right. I think it's 4.650. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Right. So I could just as well delete that and delete that now, because I've got a crisscross right where I need it. And I'll just go what's off of 4.650? 2.325. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Now why does that look nearer to there than it is to there? Optical illusion, maybe. Right, so 2. What does this say? 3.25. Always double check. Yeah. So then we need to go down 5.1 millimeters. This is so our brass fits in just right. Okay, so we're all right there. Let's get rid of this construction line. So we've managed to move them too. Now I've got to go back around. Yeah, it does look weird, I suppose, because it's. Hang on, if you look at it in parallel projection, we can't get underneath easy. Yeah, it does look closer to there than there for some reason. Why is that then? 1.52. Yeah, so it looks weird. If anything, we want that on the inner. Yeah, so by going hot, something's happened here, hasn't it? Have I done something wrong? That's definitely half. Yeah, because I'm halfway around the bend here, so I'm going around the bend. I don't know about halfway around the bend. So I think, have I actually... Right, let me just do some undo, push, pull. Right, so I need to just compensate for the fact I don't want, when you melt them in, I don't want it to show on the outside. I'd rather they're slightly in if possible. So the question is, do I make them fit to what looks right? So that's 1 mil. Let's try 0.25. It does look better to me. Don't know why. Slightly off center. Yeah, I think we'll go there. Okay, so I'll do the same again. 0.25. Right, okay, so it's off center by 0.25 of a mil. Let's go back to perspective. Drop them down. 5.1 mil. 5.1 mil. Right, okay. So we want the same again. If you want the same again, the easiest is just to grab the circle, copy it, paste it in place, turn the thing up like this. You still got them selected, so then move them if you can up, straight up like that. And then what we're going to do is cut them, go back in here and paste in place, paste them in place. Right, so we need to just manipulate this up out of the way. Well, not that one. Just rotate it round. We need to get rid of this one. So let's just bring that up and disappear that one. Okay, that's gone, and we want to bring those two down to the surface. So I'll just grab them again. If you want to just go down or up, that's not on the right axis, press up, and just if you head towards the down, it'll automatically put them on the surface for you. Alright, there they are. I just need to hollow them out to... Actually, they don't look right again. Why is that then? Now they are, they're okay. So we'll just bring that down 5.1 and 5.1. Right, and that should have done all of them. Yeah, because they're a copy of... So they're all in the right place now. And the bottom. Now all the fixings are wrong in the plates. The top and bottom covers, all fixings are wrong now. But, so we're going to use... We've got rid of fixings out of here. But we're now going to use extra brass. But we're going to be happy because it's going to be fastening down the lid nicely in the corners. So what do we need to do now? We need to right, so I'll tell you what, let's take these out of here. I'll just get rid of these out of here. The easiest way is just to do that and just grab around them and do that. They're no use to us anymore then. Right, so they're gone. Which, yeah, that's okay. So what we want now is we want all the holes out of here. So we want a copy of the holes so we automatically center them. I'm going to copy them out of there. I'm going to paste them in place there. I'm going to have to go around each one and grab those, copy of them, paste them in place. I'll just go around slowly. So there's these next two. Right, paste them in place. Now the final two. Now if we're good, we can reuse these for the bottom one as well. So we'll make a copy of these before we finish them. All 8 paste in place. Now I need to grab all of them. So if I just select something like that, and move them. Yeah, that's all they are, and it's on the blue axis. Axis, not access, axis. Right, so we need to put them onto there now. So if I need a copy of them for the bottom, so let's get a copy straight away. Hold the control in while dragging. Go down on the blue axis, we'll leave them down there for a bit. Alright, so we want to copy these now. And cut them and go into this plate. And paste them in place. And what we want to do now is lower them down onto the surface. So press up arrow, move down, and they go automatically to this first surface. Right, so these holes are too big because these are the brass fittings. So we need to go over them now and create, think about, yeah, it needs to be a bit bigger. They're going to be PCB and they're going to be through-hole plated. And the through-hole plating has a certain thickness. It's got to fit an M3 thread. So I think we ought to go probably 3.5. I think maybe that's too much. Maybe that's too much. Now I can work it out because I've got a circuit board somewhere. Circuit board, where are you? Circuit board, you're hiding. Oh, there's one. Give me a second so if I don't knock everything over. Alright, so I've got a half-built circuit board somewhere here. Yeah. So here's a circuit board. There's one I made earlier. Well, one of my main ones. So let's see what the size of that hole. I think it's 4mm. I think it's. What's that? There's a ghost in my drawer. That file levitated out the drawer and dropped all on its own. Right, so you've got calipers here. I think it's going to be 4mm. That's actually 3mm. That can't be 3mm, can it? It says it's 3mm. But I don't think it is 3mm. Actually, they're not through-hole plated. I through-hole plated the pads, but not them. Alright, let's try 3mm screw in it. Any play, yeah, because the thread on a 3mm is about 2.67 or 2.7. Yeah, so that just fits okay. So they're 3mm. So I'm going to make them 3.2 to allow for a bit of tin plating, I think. Because yeah, because I don't want to scratch the circuit board, and it'll be better if they're earthed out as well, ground out. So anyway, let's do it. So we want 1.51, which will give us. Let's try 1.51. See what we've got here. 3.02. Yeah, it's not quite enough. Alright, let's try again. So 1.55. Let's try that. 3.1. It's not quite enough. I think we can go a little bit more. I don't want to go too much. You don't want too much play in it. So 1.6. What's that going to give us? Obviously 3.2. So it's 0.2 of a mil. Yeah, I think we can go put 0.2 of a mil. I think we'll do that. Right, let's do that then. So let's do the rest. 1.6. Yeah. because we're going to have them plated. On the real circuit board it'll be plated. So 1.6. Yeah, but at least it'll be able to be bolted down evenly. Rather than have one there than this sticking up, it'll be even all the way around. And the same thing, if I'm good here, if I design this good, now we're having the inserts instead of the, hang on, 1.6. Let's get this, right, let's get these done. I'm going to delete those, and these are going to be, so these are going to be moved onto a bit of plastic, so I need to keep them for now. We'll have to get a copy of them. I'll tell you what, let's get a copy of them now while we think about it. And we're probably going to need a copy of that one as well. So I'll copy that out. I'll just come out a minute, paste in place, and then we'll lift them up out the way for a while like that. That's going to be our holes for our plastic. So back into this, and we'll push these through. Push these through. These are new holes. 3.2mm holes after plating, electroplating, or through-hole plating, when they through-hole plate the PCB. Right, so now we can get rid of some of this. Now what I was thinking, if we look at the, so obviously all them align up with those. Yeah, what we've got to do now is also move all the brass inserts to match. But this one here, we've already got a hole in here for the stop. Let me just get rid of some of this stuff so we can see what's going on. The cages. Right. So there's the stop, and it's the bottom here, it's the pin. So because we've got a hole there, we need some way to retain. Yeah, I think we're gonna, what I don't want to do is, yeah, actually we're gonna need something slightly different here if we're having a surface on it. So if I base it off the top one, right, anyway, let's just save that. Right, I'm back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Alright, I'm back. Oh, wrong camera. Yeah, I've got cameras. I've got another camera here. It's not plugged in. That looks down on the when you're doing work, but I suppose I could have switched that on. Never mind. Right. Anyway. Right, so we're back on this. So yeah, it's got copper going through it. You don't get copper going through it. Let's just make that right, otherwise it'll look weird. I suppose what I could do, for the model's sake, yeah, I could make it look like we're gonna get it. Let's do that. Right, so we're gonna just get that back. 1 mil. 1 mil, yeah, say 1 mil. 1 mil. Let's just go around them all and 1 mil. So you can't automatically select. Why not? Should be able to. Yeah, I can. Now I can. 1 mil. So I'm going to go around and do 1 mil pullback, and this is going to be. It's just so when people view the model, it looks like the final circuit board. What happened there? Yeah. Oops, what's on? It's clicked itself. Stop it. Behave. Behave. Right, so I've got that there, and obviously we're going to have to do it to the bottom as well. What am I doing? That's the wrong one. This is going to be the final hole positions. This is not going to change from this. I should have done it this way before, instead of doing random places. But it's evolved from something to something. Right, so we want a silver. So we want some metal looking. I don't know which one it was. Was it that one? Let's try that. No, that wasn't it. Was it that one? No. Was it that one? No. Trial and error. Was it that one? No. Which one was it then? That one? No. What's left? That one? Yes, that's it. Right, so I need to just colour this the way we're going to have it. Wouldn't it be great if we had people all around the world all contributing, and I could say, go ahead and this is what I want. Make me some of these, design me these circuit boards, then send me the file and I'll upload it to JLC PCB. But then I've got to translate this to an actual PCB. Won't take long. I'm used to doing it all myself anyway. So it's just going to take longer. Right, so we've got them there. So that's basically, yeah, the same either side. Right, so that's what it's going to look like, roughly. Oh, you won't. No, you won't see the copper. It'll be black, a black PCB. So let's make it black. It's copper on my design from these, because this is copper. But I'll change it to the real thing now. I could go synthetic surfaces and try that. What's that like? Not quite. No, it probably looks okay. No, it doesn't look okay, does it? No. I'm trying to make it look like solder resist. So let's go to a real colour then. Just go down to I think a black. Alright, so we've got a black. Yeah, that's about it. So we've got a black PCB. We can have a white or gold silk screen for use the silk screen that normally represents things like that. Where's my pointer gone? So the graphics. Can't see the logo there. It's not showing up very well. Why not? Yeah, so normally you'd have the layout for the circuit board, but we could have it doing our livery for the graphics for the top and bottom if we need bottom. Right, so having done that, oh yeah, this bottom will be coloured as well. So let's just colour that black as well. Yeah, so you still, now you could have, it'll just be hassle plate, not gold. You could make it gold if you want to pay extra. So them are the ground, and it's copper. It's all grounded. Everything's grounded. It's all joined up with the copper. But the solder resist is pulled back here to expose this pad, so it can actually make connectivity with the SO239s. Anyway, so we've got that so far. So now we need to get rid of these holes. But we want to reutilize the holes, some of them. Unless we leave the holes where they are. Now we don't need them that big. So we need a plastic to go on there. So I suppose we ought to make the plastic really now before we get rid of them holes. So there's our outline for our plastic. So we want a circle. Let's just measure from one side to the other. 30 mil. We need a bit over, so let's have a so 16, a bit over, plus a lip. Can't be too wide enough. Let's just go 36 mil, so 18 mil radius. So 18 mil radius. Let's just put that. Got to be careful, so I'll tell you what, let's group. No, we'll group this one. We'll make a let's make a component. So we've got a component, and we want to grab it and just put it bang in the center of here. We're not going to be able to do it unless we're in X-ray mode. It's not gonna do it. It's trying. There we go. Okay, so we've got that there, and they're all on the same level. So what we need now is yeah, we need to grab those, cut them, put them in here. Right, that. So this is going to be our plastic. Actually, we didn't want to do that. Cut them. Paste in place. We need to give this a thickness first, so it's going to have to be thick, a certain thickness. What size? Don't know. Let's just go with. I'll go down and we'll call it 2.5. That's probably a bit too much. Let's say 2 mil. 2 mil thickness. Right, actually we should be able to get those back out now. cut, paste in place. We'll make it out of white as well, the same stuff as the shaft. Now that's the center hole for the shaft, so we should be able to push that through. Okay, we've pushed that through. Now what I wanted is the inverse. Yeah, the hole. So we need to go back to the other lid now. So this lid, because we're going to have a plastic insert. So we need to give ourselves a little bit of gap here. So 1 mil or 2 mil? 1 mil. 1.5, is that enough? 1.5. 2 mil. 2 mil's probably too much. Let's go 2 mil for the sake of it. Let's try 2 mil. Right, there's 2 mil. And the good thing is we can have this through hole plated as well. But that is, yeah, we need to reduce that now. So I need to come in here, get rid of that, like that. So we've got that, and that's going to be a plastic insert. Now it probably need to be through hole plated as well, because to represent the, I think it was 1 mil I did, didn't I? Yeah, 1 mil there. Oh, I've inadvertently lost my surface. We don't want to do that, so we're going to have to do some backtracking. Oh, there it is. Didn't have to go back too far. So I'll tell you what I'll do. If I go from this side, what's it do it? So 1 mil. Oh, hang on. Let's go come underneath it. Oh, it did actually work. Right, so I need to just push that down. Oh no, I've already done that, haven't I? Christ, I don't know what I've done now. I don't know what I've done. Is that the original size? Alright, let me just do some backtracking. So that was the original size. So redo, Control and Y. Right, okay. So that is the original, I think. So I need to fill it. It needs to be silver, which is the metal colour again. I think it's that one. Can't tell now. Is it that one? Yeah. Right, so we've got that. Got to come back to the surface. Oh, why does that one look different to that one? What is going on here? 2 mil. No, we don't want 2 mil. I've lost track of it now, haven't I? Hang on. Gonna have to come out of that. That's the original size, diameter. Right, so it's 8.2. Yeah, so what have I done there? That's the original size. So we've come back 2 mil because we wanted to take 2 mil off it. Yeah, 2 mil off it. 2 mil's a lot though. Tell you what, let's not do 2 mil. Let's just hang on. Let's just I can't do it from that side anyway. That's why we couldn't do it from that side, so we have to go back onto this side. I actually did this one as 1 mil. I shouldn't have coloured that though. Yeah, so 1 mil. So I need to cut that out like that. Then pull back just 1 mil. Paint it. Come back onto the surface. Oh, it's now done it that way, look. You can't win. Right. So it wants to do it this way now. Don't know why. Pull it back. 1 mil. I've lost track of it now. 8.2, yeah. Is it going to let me do this? Or is it going to hollow out the bottom again? No, it's let me do it this time. Right, okay. So we need to pull back 1 mil. And paint that and that. So we've got some plating. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, that's that. So then we need to get back to our plastic insert. Now that's too big, but this insert is going to go in there. Now we need the holes. You definitely need the holes here, so let's push these holes through. Yeah, because these are going to be where our balls snap into. Ball bearings. This is what gives us our click. Used to be on the lid, now it's not, it's in a shell. Right, so we've got that. How thick's this? 2 mil. I think we're a bit too thick there. So we'll go, yeah, it's only a jacket, isn't it? So it doesn't need to be that thick. 1 mil's probably, so let's come down 0.75, so 1.25 will make it. Right, so now we can print that flat like that, that's fine. But it needs to have a lip on it, which we said was 1 mil. So let's do a little 1 mil thing. Now that's 8.2. That's the 1 mil. Yeah, because it still needs to be 8.2 in the middle, and then we need the 1 mil. So then we'll need to go up the thickness of the PCB, which is 1.6. But we don't mind if it sticks out beyond the PCB, round by that bit. We don't mind that. So what I'll do is, I think I'll make it 1.6, 0.4 of a mil. Yeah, let's do it. It's 2 mil. So we've got 2 mil. Okay, so we can print that out flat like that. Now it needs to, yeah, somewhere we need to have some way of holding it in. Yeah, it's got to stop it from spinning. So it's going to need probably something to locate it. We'll have a look at that in a minute though. We've already got a component, so we could do with putting that component. If we can grab it by, let's say there. Tell you what, now we'll grab it by the middle, like that, and we'll push it down, 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 down. Alright, I'll push it there for now. And I'm still going to have to redesign some of this to make it fit. That needs to go lower. That needs to go down to, if we say, to there. Right, what's that like? Oh, that's okay. Right, so we've got that, and it's also got the infill sticking out here, just about. Yeah, that's right. So we want to be able to push that in there, but it needs to be able to stop it spinning. It's no good those balls locking into it and it's sliding around with it. It's got to lock into the top piece. We don't need all the holes now, so we need a couple of locating holes. I think 4 of them probably. So 1, 2, 3, 4, or them 4. Doesn't really matter. So as soon as we've already got the holes there, now what size are these? Let's see what size these are. Can't remember. 4 mil. That's quite a lot. You actually want a pin locator. Need to be push fit so it stays in. Actually, when it's all assembled, the pins will stay where they are anyway, because they're sandwiched in. Well, you can be able to push it into the lid and put the lid on without it keep falling off every few seconds. So right, so what we'll do, let's just have a look here, what's going on. It's got to look right as well. Because one of these holes is also the stop. Yeah, so we've got stop going on down here. Now I don't know if 2 holes is enough. You're gonna need it down here as well. One of these down here as well. But there's no bearing part to it, but we still need to be able to hold it down to the surface. It's our surface, our slip surface. So we can either make it like that with all the holes in, extra holes, or we can just put the amount of holes we want. Not sure. And that one is based on that hole there, exactly. If I look from the surface and I go into parallel projection and X-ray mode, the fixing's there. It's right over the hole. So I think we'll just go ahead and have the holes there as well. Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll just fill them all up. Yeah, why not? We'll keep the holes where they are, then you also can change it then. If we do decide we want the ball bearing to touch the circuit board instead, we'll already have the holes ready. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. And then I'd only have to have one circuit board that does the same thing for the top and the bottom. Yeah, I like the idea of that. Right, so that's good. So we just have one way up and one the other way. Actually, it doesn't need to have these. Oh, it does actually, yeah. Of course it does. It needs them on the bottom where the SO239s fit. Yeah, so it needs the same. That one. So I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll copy that when we've finished. So let's go back to the plastic. No, it's not there. Where's the plastic gone? Oh, it's not there because I'm in the model. There it is. So this plastic then, where these holes are, we need the holes, but we need to, yeah, That's going to be a little bit of a problem. Because we need... Yeah, so we need a hole, but only half a hole. Half a hole, and so we need to seal the... Right, so if I take the top off them... Oh, we still need the hole there to know where it is. So if I take it off for now, the top bit, we're going to need them back again. And now this is so I can make half a hole. So I need the holes for the ball bearings to sit in. So if I grab those off there, just cut them off a minute. Paste in place, then cut and get them back again. Is that the right one? Yeah. Paste them in place. Now I can do... How can I do half a hole? I can actually do half a hole. It's probably not a good idea though. So I've got to, if I'm going to use them as bearings, they have to be in the right position where they are now. So, right, let's just go with that idea. So, what size have we got here? 1.25, wasn't it? Yeah. I think we're gonna it's probably not enough. I'll have to make this thicker. Oh no, it's gonna go, I don't know. God, 1.25. Yeah, let's just go with that. No, it's not going to snap in, is it? It needs to be bigger. Undo paste. Let's just make this. It's going to have to be 2 mil, so 0.75. I'll do paste in place, but we'll have to go X-ray. So we can... Oh, I've lost them. Let's get them back again. Bring them up to this. Oh, I've lost them again. Keep selecting the wrong tool. Alright, let's bring them up onto the surface. Is that the surface? Yeah. Okay, now we should be able to do, yeah, that's it. So we need to drop them. Actually, that's the wrong way around. Yeah, these are they ought to be cup shaped, really, hadn't they? Tell you what, we'll drop them down. What should we say? 1 mil? Does it need to be 1 mil? Let's say 0.5. 0.75. We'll drop them 0.75, and I'll make a little cup shape on them as well, so the ball can sit in there, but not too much. Right, so we've got 0.75. And we're also going to need a copy of them for the top. Right, so we're going to copy them. I'll just put them down there for now. Yeah, they can stay there. Right, so carry on. We can lose the X-ray, and we want a slight cup shape. So we want a little bit of a thing there now. Ideally it'll be the same as the shaft size. Or maybe we don't need to go to that extent. Say 1 mil. Yeah, so we'll just do all of them at 1 mil. Right, 1 mil, and do more at 1 mil from the edge. Okay, 1 mil, and I suppose how did I do this last time? Yeah, so we just want a little bit of an indent on them, a bevel. So I could go down. I tell you what, I could just go in. Not a lot. You don't want a lot. I don't know, 0.5. And then I could grab hold of that and take it down to there, basically 0.5, and that'll give us this cup shape. Yeah. Okay, so let's carry on with that. Oh, I've got to make it go down 0.5. Let's just do them all at 0.5 and then drag the thing down. And it begs the question, why isn't this a cup shape? Yeah, maybe that needs to be a cup shape. But if it's a cup shape, it won't snap in. It'll just push in. I need to actually snap into place, I think. Anyway, this bit can be made again. What we can't do again is keep making the PCBs. So this little insert can be altered till it's perfect size. So yeah, we'll keep going with it. What's that doing? What's going on here? That one. Something wrong there. What's wrong, boy? Anyway, let's get this done. Just going to reuse these for the bottom as well, because we're going to use the same PCB. Now we'll have to make a different insert with a hole. Actually, this could be the stop, couldn't it? We could even make this the stop if we have to. I think we better put a bolt through the stop though. Yeah, I think we better put a bolt through the stop rather than just a bit of plastic. Right, so we've got that there, we've got the cups, yeah. So now we need to turn it over and we need to drop these down to the surface. I want to save this really. I don't do nearly enough saves. I mostly do saves without even knowing most of the time. They're on the surface. So they need to come through to, they don't have to go to point slightly higher, they can just go 1.6 as long as they locate, but and they're going to be the same size they are now, I think. Yeah, 4 mil. So they'll just push in. Okay. So let's just do 1.6. That's the size of the piece, thickness of the PCB. So anyway, it should push in and stay in. This piece, this sacrificial lining, let's call it a friction lining. You could make them slightly dimpled beveled, but I don't think we need to. It should just push in. If it doesn't push in, we'll make them reprint it out slightly smaller. So that then can be printed now, probably. Okay, so that's that, and you can see it's already flush through the holes. Oh no, did we actually get rid of the holes? Can't remember now. No, we left them. That's right, we do need the holes because it doubles up if you want to put the bearings directly on it. What we haven't got though is the pull back on these holes. Yeah, we need to pull back on the holes like we got there. Let's just do that now. Let's just say 1 mil. Yeah, let's do it how it's going to look. And this will give it a bit, because it'll be through hole plated. And it'll also stitch the top and the bottom copper for the frame ground. The through hole plating will conduct. Might as well get them the right colour as well. Right, so we need the same underneath. Same underneath. So we're going to get 20 boards made. 2 for each, so you can make 10 of them. And they're going to be the same top and bottom. Andy, how you doing? Andy Crowley, he's always a regular. Oh, clock cycle. Wait, welcome clock cycle 32. Clock cycle 32. That looks awfully like one of my graphics. I created a. Yeah, I created a. Oh shit! I know what it is. That is me. I thought someone else was answering you then. Sorry, I'm monitoring with yeah, clock cycle 32. That's one of my alter egos on a different browser. So if you don't see me coming up, the only way I can get you to do that, I'll just say hi from within OBS. Yeah, do it that way. There you go. So what it was, one of my monitoring browsers, normally it wasn't showing any watchers. It was just saying no watching, so I've got no idea if anyone was watching. Something's happened to the cache on it. So anyway, clock cycle was I was going to do a series about microcontrollers. Anyway, ignore that. That's funny. Yeah, I've got a lot of brand accounts, different ones for different things. Yeah. If I watch a stream, they're talking about computers. I go on as Amiga Workbench with a Boing ball. Yeah, it's just a gimmick. Anyway, right, let's carry on with this. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, we're doing some major changes again. This should be the last. We're up to 31 episodes, which is crazy. That good fun. Yeah. Yeah, it is good fun, isn't it? Oops, what happened here? Oh, what happened there? Hang on. Yeah, so we're gonna I'm trying to simplify it without compromising anything. So simplified it by getting rid of fixings. Now we've simplified it again by only having the same circuit board up and down, and we're not going to wear our circuit boards out because we're going to have a little lining which also acts as a frictionless lining, because it's frictionless because the two ABS surfaces like that, they're very slippy, so it's just what you want on the spindle, if you know what I mean. Right, so now we've on it, we've also simplified the design now, so we can actually get rid of, I want a copy of that, copy, and we want to get rid of that, but only that. So let's just paste it in place. We're going to flip along the blue, and we want to push that down level with this one, like that. The hole for the fixing is in the right place still, but now we need to get rid of one of them. I don't know which one. Let's try that one. Yes, that just happens to be the right one. So we've got the same circuit board in black, not anodized aluminium anymore. It's PCB with black solder resist, which means we can silk screen anything on it. This bottom one, I'm thinking of silk screening anyone who contributed to the design, their name on it, a bit like the Amiga 1000 where the designers put their name on it. So we could have a silk screen there, anyone who contributed. That includes you, Andy. So I think we're going to have the names on here. Why not? That's if you don't mind. Doesn't mean anything, it just means you helped design it, basically. It's no legal responsibility or anything like that. Right. So I need that plastic lining now, so I'm going to have to alter the shaft again. So we've got to get the plastic lining, and we've got to work out, we're going to have a separate lining to clear this fixing, but still grips in, just to hold itself still so you can slide against it. Yeah, because we don't want plastic onto circuit board. We want a little bit of a lining. It doesn't have to be very thick. Right, let's go back out of here. Right, where's this plastic gone? So we've got the plastic there. Now that is slightly wider than the rest of the shaft. Did it need to be? I'm not so sure. Might as well. It doesn't arm it, so we want a copy of that now. So we want a copy of that down here. We'll just flip it. Needs to be the other way around, so we're going to flip it along the blue. Right, and then it needs to be mounted in there, but then changed from where that's going to be. Needs to have a hole in the position. It needs to. We're gonna have. That's already got the right size because we copied the top. So we need to fit that now to the bottom of there. Right, so if I grab it from there and go up on the blue to tell it we're going up on the blue, and then use this as a reference. Actually, it's not enough. We've got the wrong surface. So undo that. So we need to grab it from this here, push it up and tell it we want to come flush with that surface there. There we go. So we're in there. We've got the nut. Now we're going to have to make it unique to avoid. We need one with a hole in it. So let's make it unique. You don't mind? Yeah, no? Oh, great, great. Yeah, so when I make the circuit board, we'll add to... now you can have your name on it. And on the Amigas, they were signatures, but I don't, don't know if you want to put your signature on. Probably not a good idea with identity theft and all this kind of stuff going on. It was never a thing back in the day, was it? But I'll just put the name on. But anyway, so right. Anyway, so I need to make this one unique. So make it unique. I need to edit it, so I need to make a bigger hole in it. So it can't have that in it, but it won't need it because it's having a fixing put in. So if I collapse that up to there, so it's still got the top on it. Yeah, still got the top, so we can get rid of that one there for a minute. We need to make it bigger to encompass the nut. So if I come off there, I don't know how far. Can't go too far because you come over the edge of there. I think about there. Let's say 1.5. Let's just get rid of some of this. Okay, so we've got 1.5. Can we push that through to there? Is it going to upset the surface? No, it's fine. Right, let's see if that has missed the nut. I've lost it. Where has it gone? Yeah, so you can still put your nut on. Might have a bit of a problem tightening the nut though. It just stuck out a little bit though. Yeah. Okay, so there's your nut. You might have to get your... Oh no, that pushes on anyway. Now, so you put your nut and bolt, you put your fixing on, M3 and your nut, on the circuit board, you tighten it up, and then this just drops over the top of it after. Yeah, and it pushes through. You can't really see it because it looks like it's flush with that. And if you wanted to, you could print it in black ABS. So you can't see the white, but you will see those unless I make the silk screen go over it. Can be through all plated and the silk screen can go over it. Well, I'm not that fussed really. The one will be covered up by the stepper motor driver, and if we want to cover these up, we can make the knob wider. So let's try the knob on, see how much. Yeah, so we could redesign the knob with, like they do traditional one, with some round, and then yeah, could do. But yeah, don't know. Or we could make it black ABS, print that out in black. Depends. Anyway, so we've got that there. Now, because we've still got these here, so we need to alter now. So far so good. That one's not, oh, that's in the way, yeah. Gonna have to modify this end now. Yeah, because this no longer matches. So we're going to have to reduce that size by the amount of the packer. If we can. Right, let's just measure that packer. 2 mil, I think I said. Yeah, so if I go into this, and what have we got there? 2.4. So we can do, just grab the whole thing there. That's going to go into the circuit board. and we're going to have a lining. It's going to sit on a lining, isn't it? Let's just try and move it up by... Let's move it up by 2 mil. Let's see what happens. Well, you got your 2 mil. Right, she just got away with that. Look, just about got away with it. So, what we need to do now is see if that actually fits. See if it actually fits with the lining. Yeah, we've got a little bit of clearance. That's okay. Yeah, so that'll do. And you've got 2 ABS surfaces, and they're very slippy, so yeah, okay, I'm liking that so far. So that's not in the way. Minimal amount of adjustment on the shaft, so I'll have to print that on out again. We need to sort out the top bit. I think before we do the top bit though, we'll do the stepper motor add-on. So this add-on, yeah, we're going to have to alter that now. So it's going to be quite easy to alter this. Oh, we don't actually need them anymore because we're not using them. Let me just delete them out of the way. We're not using these anymore because we're all about reducing fixings. So let's get this plastic here. Right, we still retain the stepper motor wells, but all other fixings, oh no, they need to have a recess on them. Yeah, we still need the recess, but in the corners. So the ones I've just deleted, I do need them. Right, undo, close, undo, close, undo, open, undo, open, undo, layers, undo, erase. Right, so we do need them. So let's grab them, cut them, and put them in. Where's your stepper motor add-on gone? There, right at the bottom. So it's just this bit we want. So we'll paste them in place. There they are. I need to bring them up here, and we'll leave them there until we get rid of. We've got to get rid of these old holes now. So let's cancel some old holes off. So we don't want that one or that one. Can I just delete that and that? Yeah, I think I can. We don't want these old holes. We're not using the holes anymore. We do need cavities though. Actually, what do I do there? I need to know the size of them. The depth, 3.5 mil. Okay, so it's 3.5 mil. Okay, so that's all the old ones got rid of. Yeah. I need to put these down onto the surface. That's it, it's done it for me. Right, and they need to be cavities of 3.5 mil. 3.5 mil. And they're in the corners and it's all nice and neat now. But we've got to alter the size of the outer. I've got this idea without using any fixings. Right, so we've got that. That's as it is. So that covers all the fixings up where they meet. Under here, you can't see the fixings. I've got to move all the fixings yet. So all the fixings are now in the wrong place. So I'm going to have to redo all the fixings. But the hole is there ready for the cavity in the plate to miss the fixing. Right, that's fair enough. Now what I wanted to do is, because this is fixed to this spacer and this add-on, and it slides in on a flat side of a shaft, so all we need to do is stop it rotating. And to do that, all we need to do is raise the side up level with this bottom PCB just a little bit. So how we do that, we're already slightly bigger than it, so we need a bit of clearance. So that's our clearance ready. Okay, let's just come at it from this angle. So I need to grab, extend the outer bit. Right, so it needs to be the thickness of whatever it needs to be to go up along the side. 1.5 mil. Yeah, anything's better. It doesn't need a lot. Let's say 1.5 mil. So there's our 1.5 mil. And obviously it can't start from nothing, so it's going to have can I just pull that down to there? Has that created a hollow? No, we're okay. Okay, so we only want to go up the height of a PCB. So 1.6 mil. Okay. So there's our push on. Got to make it the same colour. So we print it flat and it does the walls and it slots over the PCB just enough to stop it spinning. It keeps it on. No fixings required. Yeah, no fixings required. Just pushes on, pushes off. Perfect. Right, let's just make it the same colour as this. I'll tell you, go back into it. Let's just make sure we haven't done anything weird with it. No, we're okay. Oh, we've got yeah, we've got some inner dimension there we need to get rid of. So I can either start deleting it. Oh no, we needed that one. We needed that one. Yeah, because that's the inset for the PCB. Yeah, so it's only some of it we want to get rid of. Yeah, it's just the bits that go down there. That's it. That's all we need to get rid of, and the top bit. Yeah, so it's all one bit of plastic. Right, I'm determined to get this into a finished state. Not today, but you know, to get it finalised. Right, so that's that. So we just need to get rid of this one. Right, so we're all one piece of plastic now, according to that. So we've got the wrong colours going on. Right, so we need to make it all the same colour as that. So let's try and find the colour. Let's say it was that one. Yeah, that's the one. So it's ABS black. Black ABS. So it's on a flat surface, so this can be printed easily because this is all flat here, and it's the way it is now that it gets printed that way round. Right, is that it? There's always one. Right, have we finished? That's not much of an edge, but it's thick enough not to snap off, and it'll hold it still. You could go higher if you wanted, but you're going to get in the way of the SO239s probably if you're not careful. There's your shaft. So the shaft is keyed. It's got a flat on it, so you just push it, fasten these onto the stepper motor, fit your spacer, and it just pushes over the PCB, which let's put the chassis back and the SO239s. So yeah, it just overlaps slightly there, and it's not going to get in the way of putting your PL259 on. So yeah, you'll have your name on it, or we could even put the names on top if we have to. But don't forget that's an add-on. That is an add-on, so names will be exposed. Actually, if we're going to use the same PCB for both top and bottom, then the names will be on the top. Yeah. So if you so names will be on the top, and the just some logo or something, open source logo, names created by whatever, and a little bit of a livery to tell you this is antenna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is the incomer. So we'll do some livery. So whatever you do on there, the same thing's going to happen here. So the problem is, hang on, it will be in reverse though, won't it? Got to be careful how we do the livery then, because yeah, the livery's going to have to be slightly careful. Let's see what happens if I put incomer there. No, incomer there. Oh, that's incomer, then antenna 1. And we turn it round the other way, it's going to be incomer and antenna 1 there, when really that's not antenna 1. So we're going to have to make delivery, yeah, I don't know. That's a shame. Unless we do something clever with the insides, like we've got these pullbacks, so you can't really have livery in here. Yeah, so unless we just have a little marker, or probably, you know, I don't know. You'd have to have two separate. Yeah, because it'll be opposite, won't it? Yeah. Anyway, we might have to end up having two PCBs made, two different ones, or we disregard the bottom one. So the livery's done on the top, and you get livery on the bottom, but it's complete opposite. That'll confuse people. Anyway, right. So we've done the stepper motor add-on. I wanted to implement that. That looks like it's okay. Covers all the screws. So you'll have some nice screws on top showing. Now that can be anyway. Right. Oh, I need a sip. I'm gonna do a sip of drink. Okay, so it's just something else to finish off. Let's just get rid of some of this stuff again. Alright, so we've got our top and bottom lids sorted out. And we've got our insert now. We haven't got the space here now, so we need to sort out this bit here. We've got space here, so I think we need to bring that level with that. Can we do that? Yeah, we can. So we need a bit of space. Right, so there's no harm in bringing that down level with that, so we'll do that. We'll bring that down level with that. Just tidy up this extra bit of whatever this is. Right, so we've still got the same idea. Oh, there's another one there. So we've got this bit, and we can still get our copper strip in. That, if anything, that'll make it easier to solder onto, which is less stuff going on. Right. Okay, so the shafts come through there. So we've got that bit there. Now that can be slid down now. That can be slid down. So I'll just go onto it and bring it back up 0.25 ml, because you never get them exactly right. Now, where's the ball bearings? Hang on. Oh, there they are. So they have not sank down enough, so they're going to have to be sank down a bit. Let's go down, I don't know how far. Probably something like that. Let's have a look at the cups. This is why we try and model them exactly the right size, so we can see if they sit in the cups or not. They do sit in the cup. They could probably go a touch lower. Let's just go a tiny bit lower, 0.2. Yeah. Okay. Right, so you got your ball bearings in there. They've got a bit of space around them. Now we need to sort out next this bit. Where's the plastic gone? That plastic's part of the other thing, but ultimately it needs to, yeah, we need to get that plastic surface. There's a surface, so we need to work out what we're going to do with that. That needs to go down, whatever that is, 2 mil less 20, so 1.75. Let's just go with that then. So that whole thing needs to drop down 1.75. So we should just be able to do this. 1.75. Okay, so we've got the longer shaft now, and we've got the shorter shaft there. Yeah, that looks so good. Okay, so let's just X-ray mode. So we've got a bit of gap to push that lid on. That's fine. Got a bit of play. I've got a little bit of play there. So it's looking okay. Where's your copper strip and the end of the shaft? Let's just make sure the stepper motor add-on is not gonna snag on anything. Alright, the end of the shaft is just there. Alright, so you got, yeah, you got more cavity. That's okay. Probably be able to make that more solid, but we'll leave it for now. Yeah, it's away from the copper strip anyway, that's the main thing. Okay, so now we can. So that'll lock into there. I'll tell you what, these are starting to annoy me now. I think I need to do something like this, 0.5. Even though it's nice to have a smooth 0.5. Let's just do. It'll make it easy to push it in as well. It just doesn't look right in the model. Alright, so I'll just bring them down. 0.5. Yeah, just allows it to, and I suppose this probably needs maybe a 0.5 on it, maybe. Okay, so it just pushes in. Yeah, that's okay. So what does it look like in reality? Yeah, you can actually see the difference now. You can tell it's a different piece. Yeah, okay, so we're alright with that. Okay, obviously got to do the bottom one. Bottom one as well. Just do symmetry and just to, I don't know, finish it off, whatever. Alright, okay, I want some 0.5. So we've got a few things to print off now again. A few things to print. What's that doing? It's doing it without me clicking. 0.5. It's become self-aware. It's doing its own thing now. Oops, what happened to that one? Oh, still doing its own thing. Preemptive multitasking. Right. Preemptive multitasking, doing its own thing. Right. Right, so we don't need to do anything with that. That's perfect fine as it is. Okay. Right. So we've got our two slip surfaces. Right, I'm upside down. Why am I upside down? Oh, because I was there. So you can actually see where your balls go. Yeah, so there. Let's have a look. What's going on? So it's in the cup somewhat. It's just covering the hole. Possibly that needs to be a bigger hole, but it wants some kind of snappiness to it. And they were still stiff. They were a bit stiff. Yeah, so I think we can make that a little bit thinner and drop this down a touch. Let's just get the right way up again. Alright, so a little bit thinner. Alright, so we'll go into this. Alright, we'll just drop it a little bit thinner. let's say not 1 mil. Let's say I'll just probably put it back where it was, haven't I? 0.5, is that too much? 0.25, I think. 0.25, yeah. Because I did it a while back, so we're going to come. We want that one to move down 0.25 now. And then the ball bearings down 0.25. Okay. Right, so we can't see the plastic. Why can't we see the plastic? We ought to put them there, haven't we? So we'll cut these out. No, it's the wrong one. Yeah, we'll paste them in place. Okay. You can see where the ball bearing linings are there. And we've got extra stuff going on this one. When we don't need all them holes, do we? Oh, we do. We don't need the cups, but we might as well have them. So let's move the stepper motor add-on off. Where's it gone? And you can see the. Hang on, let's turn it round. Yeah, you can see them. What is going on? Yeah, that's the same as the top, so they're flush like that. It sits in there, right? Okay. Right. So that's everything done. Obviously this, that's going to be fixed into the top plate. The shaft will move and the balls will snap into those. Plus it'll be, should be smoother, and it's a sacrificial bit. If it wears out, you just change it, but I don't think it'll wear out if it's just about the right length. So you build it in stages. You can get to your wire. Now we've left that the same place. Yeah, so everything else should be good. Right, what's next? What is next? Why can't I see anything? Right. Right, let's put the stuff back together then. So we're still calling it lead aluminium, but it's not. It's a PCB, so we'll leave that for now. Alright, the actuator obviously needs a redesign, maybe to cover this. But before you got the option. You could redesign that and have the balls coming through the PCB, but anyway. Right, so where are we with it? Right, none of the brass fixings, the brass inserts, they're not in the right place now. So they need to be realigned. How long have we been going? 2 hours. 2 hours. Right, do we need to print anything off? Not really. We're not in a great rush to print because we haven't got any PCBs. What time we got? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Is that enough for one night? The rest is just moving stuff around, isn't it? Yes, the rest is just moving stuff around, fixings. Let's just try and I'll put it back together, see if I've forgotten anything. Have I forgotten anything? Stepper motor, where are you? Gone. No, keep that on. That's the lid I wanted, but we're going mad. Yeah, so you got your cage. Those cages worked out alright, and there's nothing in the way of anything. Yeah, nothing in the way, so it's all good at the minute. So we probably need to redesign that to hide the holes. Rounded, or at least rounded at the bottom. Or we could make it the same shape as some of the modern ones. I don't know why they have a weird shape. Let's have a look. Right, so let's do antenna switches. Images. Right, so we've got some of these weird things like this, and you've got all sorts of knobs, different types, something like that. But I noticed these like some kind of fishing reel thing. So they have that on there. Don't know why they have that, but maybe there's an add-on. There's another one like it, another one, another one. So anyway, I'll have to have the knob is interchangeable, so you could, yeah, depends what you want. There are all sorts of knobs going on here. Let's just try something. 7 band. Ah, just found my own stuff. We haven't got a nice picture of it there. There's a few pictures. Oh no, well, right, no worries. Right, so anyway, I've got to move the. I'll tell you what. Let's just bring up the fixings. Can't see them now. Where's the brass inserts? There they are. Can I actually? Oh, I need an X-ray mode. So how come they're inside now? Are they inside or no? They're not. They're just in the wrong place. Right. So to get them, I'm going to have to turn off the chassis. I don't need X-ray mode. These are all in the wrong place. So I tell you what. Let's just get these. Get these brass inserts. Or lift them up a bit. Up on the blue axis, something like that. I might as well get these out as well. They're in the wrong place, really. Oh dear, hang on. What happened here? Right, so we've got the brass fixings. Let's bring them down a little bit. Okay. Right, so we'll start with the top. Put the chassis clamps back on. So we've got to grab one from the middle. I think we're going to need X-ray for this. Oh god, I can't see anything. There's that much stuff. Tell you what, let's turn some stuff off. Turn some stuff off, the shaft off. And oh, I didn't give them any name. They're not on a certain layer. So I'll say, oh, I don't know. What layer should I'll put them on the shaft layer. Shaft layer. Where are you, shaft? That's it. Right, so turn off the fixings. Oh, the fixings are off already. What else we got? SO239s. Right, I can see what's going on now. Right, so I need to grab that from the middle. If I can, yeah, push that in there. Right, that's one. Let's get these in lined up where they're supposed to be. That's having trouble. Sometimes it'll do that. It'll do that sometimes. It got on a weird angle. Alright, has that got it? Yeah, that's got it. Alright, next one. Oops. Right. Yeah, so we're going to have 16 brass inserts. Oh well. It is what it is. You don't have to have brass inserts, you could have self-tapping screws if you want. But if you take it apart and put it back together, it's gonna... the thread's gonna go, so better off with brass inserts. That's not like flush, is it? Neither is them two. Oh well, I'll put them flush in a bit. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I'm grabbing it by this bit. I'm grabbing it by the bit that's lower than the rest. Alright, so if I put this in here, I can do a rotate maybe. Alright, so they're all the same height. Let's try and work out how much higher they are. .248. So if I grab them all, lower them by 0.248, and if I copy them, paste in place, rotate it round, rotate the around there on the red. That's them done. Yeah, they're all in the right place. Now I think we can just delete these. And grab, oops, we've got these in the wrong place. Paste in place, grab these and copy them. Down on the axis there and turn them upside down. Flip along the blue and then push them down into the surface by at least one of them. If I grab it from the top this time, if it'll let me, almost. You've got to get it before it references, there it is. So grab all them, put them in there, and they've all gone at the same time. Should have done, yeah. I saved us a bit of work. Alright, come the right way up. We've got all the fixings to do as well, but I don't know if I can be bothered tonight. So that's what it's going to look like. So 16 brass inserts, M3, 1 M3 by about 6 or 7 or 8 with a nut. And you got SO239s, 8 of them. And you got stepper motor add-on is an add-on. And you got your bottom base aluminium. Where's your base aluminium gone? Have I lost my base aluminium? Shaft. What's happened to the aluminium? And you got your cage to hold the SO239 straight in place. Have I gone and deleted my aluminiums? Oh no, because I copied it off the lead aluminium. That's right, so I've got to change that one to, oh, it is a base aluminium, but internally it's a lead aluminium. So let's call it base aluminium. Let's turn off the lid. No, still got it. Base aluminium. Lead aluminium. Base aluminium. Where are you gone? It's not even aluminium anymore. Turn off the lid. Yeah, so turn off the lid, turn off the base. What's happened to the base? Where's the lid gone? There it is. Okay, so put the shaft back on. Let's take off the lid. Right, so we've got everything in place now. We've got the new insert. Actually, that new insert will actually go on. It'll fit in that one, should do. So we could print them out and try them. I could reuse these, just drill the holes in the right place, roughly. I might do that. I can either, I can't position them exactly on the milling bed, so I can't do it automatic. So I'll have to mark each hole and drill them manually. Too much like hard work, that is. So we might have to just go ahead and get the, now the PCBs, we know where all the holes are going to go. We could just get them made, really. Just go ahead and get them made once I've made the PCB. So it's quite full in here now. Right, okay. So the green one, where's the green one? Is that the green one? Yeah, that's the green one, so that's your incomer. And it lines up with this stop here. Yeah, so there's your stop. And if you put your base aluminium on, you can see the bolt. Right, so it's just the fixings now. All the fixings are in the wrong place. There they are, all in the wrong place, in the old place. If you put the lid on, even them fixings are in the wrong place. So do I go and put them fixings in the right place now, or do we go and watch the TV and crack open something to drink? What time is it? Don't know. Yeah, that's a bit boring for putting them fixings in the right place. So I think that's going to be it for now. Let's put it all back together. We'll hide the fixings for a bit. Mind you, it doesn't look right without the fixings on the top. Damn it! I can never leave it and just do it. Right, here we go then. Alright, let's get the fixings. Sank it anyway, look. Yes, it's not right anyway. Right, so what I'll do is I'll grab it. Where can I grab it from? Tell you what, I'll do it from this way. Just get rid of the excess fixings for now. I'll just grab that fixing and put it in. If it'll let us. No, it's not going to let us. Now it has. Right. So we'll grab another one. Hold the control in and copy it to there. And we can do something a little bit time saving. Copy to. Put them there. And we can just do something else, time saving. Copy and paste in place. And move them 90 degrees. Okay, now we need to grab them all. Come the right way up. And lower them down onto the surface, just like that. Okay, they're all singing and dancing. Right, and we need the same again. Let's just copy them out. Copy them. Let's do the same. Let's get rid of all these. Let's paste them in place. Flip along the blue. Bring them up from the edge straight up, and we want to go flush with there. That's it. Very nice. You have to start printing, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we should start printing. Right, we've got extra fixings now. See, these are some of the... Why have I still got extra fixings? Some old ones. I think these were for the base, the old add-on. Right. Okay, so we've got that there. We've got all the fixings on there. Now the add-on, the base add-on. Right. So that add-on there. Oh, we've got fixings on the add-on. No, we don't have fixings anymore. We don't need fixings to hold the base on. It's friction fit, pushes on, you can hardly get the thing off, and it lines itself up with the PCB when you push it on. So basically, if I grab that and come down 50mm, so all these holes here will cover up the fixings. That's the idea. They don't look big enough, do they? These aren't the real fixings, they're only a representation. Anyway, it does work because I tried it. So what you do is you undo that, push it onto like that. Okay, so it looks a bit weird, not symmetry now, but that's an add-on. That's a manual version. Then you get your stepper motor add-on, and then you get your bottom ABS enclosure. Alright, there's your bottom weatherproof enclosure, which the whole thing. Let's just see. Go up 200 mil. We've not left anything behind. So you pop that into there. Well, just grab hold of that and move it down 200 mil, and it pops it into there. And then you fasten it to a pole bracket or whatever, and then you put the lid on, and then route your cables, coaxes and whatever you want to do if you want it outside. So that's an option. Oh, and you got your pole just for completeness. You can either Jubilee clip it or whatever you want to do, cable tie it, tech screw it through that hole there and down there. I think you can get to the tech screw if you take the lid off, and without the stepper motor in, you can just about get through that hole there. So you might be able to just tech screw straight to a pole if you want to use a tech screw, unless you want to drill and tap it. Anyway, so feed fully clockwise and then anti, so whichever one. Right, so the only thing left to do is the livery on the PCB. Now we could go ahead and write some livery on here. I could actually do it on here, but I'll leave that for another time. So let's just get rid of that and the pole. Right, let's switch. There's lots of stuff on here we don't need. The old chassis, I think we can get rid of the old chassis. Alley strip, don't know what the alley strip is. That's the old one. I think that's long gone. Let's just make sure it was long gone. No, there it is. There's one of my first ideas to bend this out of aluminium, mill it out, and then bend it into the hex, well, the octagon shape. Turned out to be too fiddly. Then I realised we wanted the aluminium for the frame ground, but we now do get our frame ground from PCBs and hide this chassis, and we've got the SO239s being the frame ground, and we've got the PCBs doing the top and bottom frame ground. Anyway, there's another view. Let's hide the contact strip. Can't even find it now. Where's it gone? There. No. Copper strip that was. Alley strip. Called it an alley strip. Right, I've had enough of it now anyway, so yeah. Right, so done some major progress. Get some printing. Yeah, we could do. I'll tell you what. We'll print the insert to go in there. Maybe. Let's hide the alley. Let's just have a look at that. So we want two of these. Let's just try smoothing it, make sure there's no problems. Export. So what we're going to call this then? The lining. Brake lining. It's not brake lining. So I find chassis times 4. That's the cage. So right. So this is going to be the top and bottom lid lining. Don't know. Frictionless lining. I don't know. I don't know. Shaft. I'll just call it fat shaft lining. And that'll be the. This one is the lid or the top. Actually, that's the wrong. Hang on. Shaft lining for the lid. Save that. We need to get to the bottom one as well. Lose the base. Right, you want this one slightly different. This one. It's got a hole in it. There's a hole in my bucket. Alright, smooth. Export. Right, this has got to be surely the last time. Right, what have I done with it? Lid. Can't remember the name of it. Shaft something or other. Where has it gone? Have I passed it? Stepper motors. Have I lost it? Shaft. God, there's too much stuff here. Yeah, shaft STL. I must have passed it. Where's it right at the top? Shaft, yeah it was. Shaft lining lid. Shaft lining base. Save. Okay, so we've got Bamboo Studio open here. File, new project, import. Actually, it's not really a new project, is it at all? Hang on then. Now let's open up a previous project, which was these. Yeah, so we've got it on here. So we don't want to print them. Oh, we might want to print them in a minute, but tell you what, let's bring them all back. All printable. And we've got 2 other objects now we need to add to this list. So those 2. Right, so we've got them there. Need to. Oh, okay, we can move them both together if you like. Right, so that one's the right way up, one isn't. So if we just click on that one and go auto orientate, let's flip it round, and that's it. Deselect it. Okay. Now these are wrong. These are wrong now, and so are them. That's right. That's the only thing I didn't change much of. That's wrong as well. So it's never ending, is it? And that's wrong as well. These are wrong. That's right, and these are wrong. So it's a labour of love, certainly is. Right, so let's go over in here. Right. Wrong one. That's that brass inserts. Cage. Actuator. Alright, so we've got them 2. We don't need them 2. I didn't actually call them anything, did I? Didn't call them lining. Okay. Shaft. Lining. Shaft top. Lining. Shaft top lining, and shaft, bottom, lining. Called it lid, called it top. So well, anyway, bottom lining. That's it. So we can turn off those two. And we want to print. We want one of those. Let's just smooth it. Make sure it's still the same inside. Yeah, it's okay. How deep is that? That looks as deep as the outside. 2.5. Oh yes, it is lower. That's fine. Right, let's export that one. Never ending this job. Right, so it's a modular shaft and it's the top. Overwrite that one. Right, now then this one, oh that's the next one to be changed. And this is modular shaft again, and it's the top upper. Then we want the copper strip bit. Modular shaft, top middle. That stays the same, and tell you what, did it stay the same? Not sure it did. Let's just do it again anyway. Right. Okay. So what was that? Bottom middle. So top upper copper strip thing, then that one. Yeah. Bottom middle. And then you got your bottom. Right. The reason it's all split up so you can print them flat. Print them flat. So I can print them all and put them together. Right, modular shaft bottom. Okay, so I've got to get back over to this now and keep importing the rest of them. Might as well print them all together, haven't I? Right, modular shaft, so we want the top upper. Actually, hang on. We want them all, don't we? We want them all. Top upper, top middle, bottom. Okay, we want to delete that one because we're not sure if that's even any good anymore. Let's move these up and across. Okay, we want to put auto-orientate that like that. That needs to be moved over here. It's already the right way up. That can be moved across. Now that one, is that the right way up? Yes it is. You could, there's pros and cons from grouping them close together or not. If one starts to fail, it'll leak all over the other one. So what we like, let's move that up there. Okay. Right, what's that like? It's not too bad. So it prints all the little parts out. So let's see what we've got. We've got that, that, and that. Yeah, that's it. And then these two. Right, let's remember where we parked. Save it. Let's have a look. Strength 100%. We don't want no messing around. And other, we need a way of attaching it to the bed. So inner and outer brim. Right, and it'll join them all up together. So we'll slice the plate. Hang on, let's just make sure we got the right device. We've only got one device here. Some people have got loads. Make sure we got white ABS and slice it up. Okay, the graphics card spinning up. Right, so we've got what we've got here: 29 pence of plastic, according to that. 46 minutes to print them out. And we've got, see that brim there? What I need is the brim to attach to everything, and it holds it all together, stops it moving. So what I'm going to do is go back to this one, bring that one in a bit. Can that one go in a bit? No. Well, you can go up a bit. I'm bringing them closer because I want them to join up. A bit. And the reason is to hold them all together. Hold them all together with a brim. Slowly learning from mistakes. Okay, let's just get the whole lot. Oh, how do you select them all? Oh, I was selecting them all. So I'm just going to move the whole lot over into the center a bit. Right, okay. Let's slice it up, see if we can get them to join up the brims. The brim, just hold it all together, stick it to the bottom of the bed. So we've got still the same price. It's joined there, there and there, so it stops it slipping around so much. I mean, really, I could rotate that and then stick it in there, but I mean, that's okay. It just helps it all stay put while you're printing it. Right, let's print it out. Now the first one is always abysmal, because I don't think it's warm enough in the chamber. So you warm the plate up, there's no active heat in it, it gets warm from the plate, so by the time you do the first print the chamber isn't warm enough, maybe. Or I'm just getting lazy, I haven't scrubbed the heat bed plate, the build plate enough, and it will just slip. It's this ABS, it's very slippy, it will slip. Anyway, so got that on the print. I don't need it yet, but we'll print it anyway. Right, that's probably going to be on another stream though. Can't see me waiting that long. Let's just let that wait for the heat bed to reach the target temperature. Right, go back to the model. So the shaft is ready. Yeah. Oh, there's this bit that can be printed again. So that can be done export this to an STL file. So we're going to call this the stepper motor add-on, spacer and base. So it's only the base we need to print again. Okay, let's go back to here. I think we can prepare. Can we prepare one while we're doing one? No, I bet not. It chucks the plastic out and melts it and coils it up and throws it in the bin at the back. It drops out the back of the printer. Filament loading. Alright. We've got 39% of humidity. It's about where, if any higher than that, it'll probably have problems. You can see it pouring out the filament that's in the ejects a bit through, dumps it. Basically, it's just a waste. But if it doesn't do that, it's stuff that's probably left in the head from last time. Could be any colour. If you've had the printer switched off, it doesn't know what colour. So this will just drop off eventually. So what's it doing now? Waiting for the heat bed to reach the temperature. There's the heat bed temperature, and there's your nozzle temperature. This ABS melts at 90 degrees. PLA, that red stuff melts at 55 degrees. So if and it's not UV. This ABS, you can put it outside and the sun won't melt it, and the UV won't affect it much. This stuff no good for outside. The sun will warp it, and this PLA and whatever else happens, it'll warp, and the UV light off the sun will kill it. I started printing, Andy. Yeah, I started printing. Well, no, I haven't started printing. I've started the process, put it that way. Anyway, so I think I've had enough for one day. Yeah, it's nearly 3 hours, that's enough. So we'll let that carry on. It might be a failure on this first one. Let's just have a quick look at the model again. Right, what did the thumbnail say? Optimising the fasteners. Well, I did optimise the fasteners. Yeah, we did some other work as well. Yeah, we did a bit of other work as well. What's that doing now? Auto bed levelling. Yes, it brings the bed up and down and touches around the tool head. Levelling. Clever stuff, really. Alright, so I don't know where we got to with this. Shaft lining. Top shaft lining. So hopefully, with them being fixed and these surfaces being the same, and they're very slippy together, it should be, and as long as these bearings are not too tight there, it should be a nice operation. Should be. Alright, so you got your shell. Let's put it all back together. Okay, what else? Bottom PCB. No, I haven't even called it a PCB. Let's name it for what it is. Base plastic, base aluminium. So it's the base PCB, and then you've got your lid aluminium, which is lid PCB. Okay, we've got our fixings with it. And we can put on the chassis, and then the actuator Yeah, the actuator's not liking it much no more. I think we need a round one. Never mind, we'll leave it for now. Right. Save all that. I suppose we better put the bottom ABS on and the pole and the lid. That's it. Can't see anything now. What about in X-ray mode? Can you see too much? Can actually see quite a lot. Yeah, we'll leave it like that, I think. Leave it like that. Something like that. Doesn't matter where you put it, unless it's moving, you can't see what it is. Right, let's find out what's going on with this. Oh yeah, it's just starting to print it now. It's done its... see what it's done. It's pulled the test print with it. It's, yeah, stick to the head. So I'll cancel that, I think. Cancel that. It'll be on the second go. It'll be fine. I'll have to go down and take that off. I'll clean the head, clean the bed with a glasses wipe. I just scrub it with a glasses wipe. The nozzle's got that bit stuck to it. It's normally the first time. It's cold. It's cold weather. All right then, Andy. Thanks, mate. Cheers for coming in again, mate. That's great. all. Right. Oh, yeah. It's got me its clock cycle. Hang on. Let's do it from the other one. Uh, 73 all. Yeah, so I'll go and sort that out now, and right, that'll be it. So thanks for watching, have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one, which will probably be tomorrow night. 73, bye bye. We're out of here.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation.
That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.